What's up, gang? Hope you're doing well. This is gonna flow on from what we did with the Michigan basketball practice. Now we've got Duke dropping their full scrimmage. This was a few days ago. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully this doesn't get demonetized, but if it does, it does.
Trey Steins has got the ball, waiting for.
So I don't know any of the players. They do got their names on the back of the jerseys, though, so don't mind me if I don't know all the players, but just want to see the action, see what we're getting into. I do know this is one of the Boozers, right? So they got the Boozer twins. Pretty sure.
The blue team.
I know they got a squad. A lot of young players.
For the white squad. Ready to go from Cameron Indoor Stadium tonight. The toss and the tip.
It's like a real game.
Controls it, moving left to right across your Blue Devils.
This is crazy. This is October. I wonder when they're legally allowed to start practice. August, September. So September 1st. Is that when they're allowed to practice? Either way, this is crazy for a setup of like.
Sports Network radio dial. Boozer into the front court. Spencer
running it like a real game.
Brother Cameron deep on the left wing. Now to Harris on
the right. Really good actions. I like this. This is a lot of, you'll see this a lot overseas, a lot in Europe, just playing through the high post.
Network radio dial.
There's so many actions you can do off this. So obviously you can go dribble handoff, but then you've got your three-man game over here. So they get a cutter, or they get a flare screen to a cut, and he's open right here. Obviously you want to throw that pass straight away.
Brother Cameron.
But then it looks like they've just flipped that into a down screen.
Deep on the left wing.
Into a shot. So there's so many options, right? And I wasn't saying he had to throw it there. I just meant like for the score it was there, for the handoff it was there. But it looks like first play of the game, this is what we're looking for.
Now to Harris on the right. Harris drive.
And then it ends up in a tough contested 2. But there was a lot of good actions on that play. And he makes it.
Darren Harris with the first 2 points, and the white team leads 2-0, 20 seconds in to the opening moments of this.
Oh, same play both sides. This is cool. This just looks like their offense. So they like to play through a high post entry. White team just did that. Now blue is doing the same play.
Moments.
High post entry. I mean, it's a wing entry, but we'll just call it high post, and then he actually hands it off. So last time they didn't hand it off. Now the dominoes are falling, right? So we always talk about shaping up to the corner. It looks like he's doing the blast cut or 45 cut, whatever you want to call it. But now we get an open shot to the corner, playing off a closeout.
For 3, let's go. Sebastian Wilkins, the freshman,
getting the ball in quick.
Puts the blue team in front 3-2. 11.
Playing through the trail now, the trail big. We're starting to see so much European influence into the way we play now. The NBA's been doing this for a while. I mean, look, Duke is always one of the front. On the forefront of incorporating like the whatever's new and shiny, like they're typically on board. they're constantly evolving, which is why they've had so much success. But yeah, playing through the trail big.
5 to go in the first half.
They're gonna go ball screen, big to big, which is tough.
Boozer kicks it out to Harris, right corner for
tough. That would be tough for a lot of teams to guard. Big to big ball screen.
Harris with his first 2 shots going down. He's got.
Shouldn't have helped from the corner there. Right.
11:25 to go in the first.
Let's talk about this. So they just kind of switch. They kind of go drop coverage here. So it looks like he needs the help, but really the help should be coming from here. So you got your captain spot. We'll delete that line. So you got your captain. You've got your nail defender who's gonna drop down and take these 2 players. Okay. So you've got this set up. This player is only responsible for 60% here, but 100% here. He cannot give up a corner 3 on the ball side. So again, that's just like little mistakes that they'll clean up as they go, especially when this defender got back up. You've stunted, you did a good job, but like you got to stunt. It's not a full commit.
Boozer kicks it out to Harris, right corner for 3, bullseye.
So that was more bad defense than good offense. But again, a big to big ball screen is just weird. So it just probably feels like you needed to help. Okay, same offense here. I'll just call this their secondary break. I'll just assume it's their secondary break. If you guys know what it's technically called, let me know.
Right wing, it's Foster with
But they just have like a lot of actions off of it. I like it. A lot of reads, a lot of actions.
Lost the handle, gets it back.
And basketball is more that now. It's more actions rather than plays. Although there still are a lot of set plays. Oh, they're going back to it.
Comes to Gungba. Gungba leaves one off for Evans. He'll hoist a right wing three.
Jeez. And then individual brilliance. You tried to get something. Shot clock now down to 12 seconds. Don't get anything. Just get a ball screen and make a play.
Hoist a right wing three. Good. A contested three by Isaiah Evans. And he puts the blue team in front 6-5. 10:45 to go in the first half.
So again, even Duke, you know, we talk about this a lot. Even Duke, one of the best, most prestigious. Oh, my camera died. Sorry, my camera died. But what I was saying was even Duke basketball, one of the most prestigious basketball institutions, we still run all the way back and pick up at half court, right? Again, we just look back to what we were watching with Real Madrid. They pick up full court all the time. All the time, not to press, not just sometimes, not just when they need to steal, just all the time. They're constantly playing full court defense.
The blue team in front.
They're just allowing. I just don't like allowing players to walk the ball up the court and get into their offense. Again, I don't have full context for this scrimmage. I don't know if they're forced to play a certain style of defense, forced to play a certain style of offense. But what's that saying? How you do anything is how you do everything. So if it's just like, no, for now, we're not going to pressure. For now, we're not going to fit it. Again, you look at Real Madrid, it's like, we just do this. It's just how we play. Like, there's no secret. It's not hiding it from anyone. This is how we play all the time. And I say Real Madrid, but this is just like a very worldwide approach, like what it's getting to now.
6-5, 10:45 to go.
And you just let them walk into an offense. They get into their trail set again, big to big screen, which you couldn't guard last time. It's like, maybe we just play full court defense so that pass is a little bit tougher. Maybe he's catching it at half court. Now on that big to big screen, I can just go completely under it. It fixes a lot of issues if you do the work.
In the first half.
Now they have to deal with the big to big screen, and it's a real option now.
Cameron Boozer.
This drops has got to be better. They are not good at defending with drops.
Starts to drive left of the lane. Boozer absorbs contact, puts one high off the window and in.
Maybe that's why he helped from the corner. Is Boozer getting buckets like that in practice?
Cameron Boozer.
Again, they just walk the ball all the way up the court with no pressure. Watch, look at the white team. White team is like, get back.
The window and in. First two for
again, I know it's a scrimmage, but how you do anything?
Nice flow to this one here early.
Trail.
7-6.
So instead of big to big screen, they just go into a ball screen, side ball screen.
10.5 minutes to go.
Not much happening
Looks for Evans, ball
in the passing lane.
Loose near midcourt. Blue team picks it back up. Now Evans deep on the left. Misses the three.
Oh.
Skying up for the rebound is Wilkins. Feeds one back out to Foster up top.
So is white team their starters, blue team the second squad?
Foster.
Because there's not much action. So one thing I want to look at here, one thing that you guys should start looking at with teams, the reason I said that, try to look for ball movement and player movement. That's usually a good sign. That's usually a sign of a good team or a bad team. I like to look at, me personally, I like to look at what a team does for like their first side action, get the ball swung, and then what's your second side action, and then does it get back to the third side? Okay, so teams that move the ball like that and get the ball back to a third side, I typically think like, okay, they've got a lot of offensive principles in. They understand what's a good shot and a bad shot. They're not rushing anything. They're not stagnating. It's really hard to get to that point. Don't get me wrong. It's really tough to get to that point. And this is very early days. So it does make a lot of sense. They're just playing their first side action and they're not getting anything on the second side. But again, I look at Duke. I just assume that our institutions over here in America are going to have these guys getting to the second side consistently, getting to the third side consistently. I know it's early. I know they'll be there by the end of the season, but it just surprises me that they're not there already. It's just a lot of individual brilliance, right? We've been talking about this a lot. Like, this is just a one-on-one play. We break down one-on-one all day, every day. Jab three. Like,
fires an NBA range three, yes.
You can't tell me that, man, our offense is really looking good out there.
Caleb Foster.
It just baffles me that even at this level, it takes almost a full season of playing for these guys to work out the wrinkles and the kinks and get to an area where they can be successful as a team, which tells me that like whatever they're doing and all the skills work and everything we put so much focus on, it's like We need to be focusing on our actual practices and how we can be more efficient there and teach the game better. And this isn't a Duke problem. This is a lower level development problem.
9-7.
All right, so we get this trail, playing through the trail. So big to big screen again.
10 minutes to go.
See how they defend it this time. Man, this is just the Boozer show. We're just gonna play off Boozer, which makes. I mean, he was the #1 player in high school last year, right? This is last year they played through Cooper Flag. Nothing wrong with it. But again, I'm just like, why? Why not just run some why not try to get them an easy shot? And then if it's not working, then that's your third side action. So first side might be getting someone the ball. Second side might be another action. Third side, Boozer's getting that big to big screen and we play out of it. Does that make sense? Let me know if I'm in the wrong. But again, this is that's a very European style of play.
Who buries the triple?
Right now, everything's gone through Boozer.
We're going to see that Boozer to Boozer connection once or twice this year. 10-9, white team leading. I don't think anyone's missed a shot yet. Deep on the left wing, Gungba has it for the Blue Devils. Gungba
nice.
Missed a shot yet.
Nice little split. So again, let's watch. Walks the ball up, plays through the trail, off the pin down. There we go. So we got our second side, right? So we've got to the second side, and now we get another action off that. This is like a gets action, we call it. Give and go, gets, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't hand it off. So now we got splits. We got splits action here. And he just slips the screen, which is good. And so the captain is going to have to take that, which leaves the corner open, puts him in a tough spot. This is really good splits action. Miscommunication here.
Gungba whips one inside.
That was a good play.
Open. He was almost too wide open. That one.
So kick the ball ahead. Again, no pressure at all. We'll see. Let's keep an eye on that first game of the season. Let's see if Duke picks up full court. You guys let me know what teams do pick up full court. I'd like to see. I just want to see something. Okay, playing through the trail with Boozer again.
The white team creates the turn.
Now we're just going swinging it. So we call this what do we call this? Anyways, it's just another secondary break, but playing through the trail, but pass and follow on ball. Can't remember. Reverse. We just call this reverse.
Over here, Sara deep on the right. Sara refuses a screen. Now.
Okay. You can never.
White team creates the
one of my biggest pet peeves. I think I talked about this in one of the other videos. One of my biggest pet peeves for a guard.
Turnover.
If you're getting a ball screen, you cannot reject the ball screen unless you're going to get to the basket. Don't reject it unless you're going to the basket. That never looked like it was open though.
On the right.
Like, I don't know what he saw there. Anyways, never reject it unless you're getting to the basket. That was not open. Use the ball screen, make them deal with it, and then we'll read. Hopefully the dominoes start to fall and we'll read that. But if you do try to drive and it's not there and you go baseline, you have to keep your dribble alive. You can still go off the ball screen. That's fine. It's right there.
Uses a screen.
But he just picks it up. This is like two of the worst things you can do as a guard. He'll learn. He's Coach John Shire is telling that they'll have it covered. I'm not saying I know better than Duke. I'm trying to use this to teach you guys some pointers that you can use as well.
Now picks up the dribble, double team comes.
Again, playing. It's just the Boozer show.
Pass Boozer, right baseline for two. That's too strong, and then a whistle.
Pushing the back.
On Iffy. Blue team.
Again, no pressure. Pick up at half court.
Scott has entered the Princeton transfer. Played 3 seasons for the Tigers. 9:21 to go. White team leading 10-9. Blue team
nothing, just getting set up. Play through the trail. Pass and follow on ball. No on ball.
Drive right baseline, follow away 2, air ball.
I'm not sure what the reads were here. So this is one thing I want to learn a little bit more. Every team, every level, every league kind of has their own little cadences and own little actions and things they look for. So one thing I try to learn, so if you guys know, let me know. Is this are these actions that they're running, or are they just trying to set up their offense? These are things I always try to look for.
Princeton transfer played.
So right here, is this I'll go corner, you're going to sprint across, set a ball screen, and blah, blah, blah. Is this like a read, or is it oh no, I know the 4 spot, you go to the 3 spot, you go to the 2 spot, you go to the trail, I'll be the point. Are they just setting up their offense right now, or are these false actions?
3 seasons.
Does that make sense what I'm asking?
For the Tigers. 9:21.
So is this okay, now that we're in our spots, now the play can start? Or is it just I'm just reading, seeing what they're doing, and we're playing out of actions? We'll see, and the way you can learn this, the way you'll know, is if we just see the same setup over and over. If we see the same setup with players in different spots over and over.
White team leading 10-9. Blue team has.
But out of all that, we just got into the same thing, right? Throw through the trail big, and then just play off of that. So is this a play that they're specifically looking for?
Basketball 18 to shoot. Gungba looks to the right, gets it to Evans. Evans starts to drive right.
And we end up with that.
To air ball, and the rebound inside to the white team.
Nice transition.
Boozer 1-on-2, lobs one up and throwing it home.
Yeah, good transition offense, not good transition defense. No one picked up ball. Oh, this is a good example of why. So it's called tagging up. The principle is called tagging up. And the reason why, like as soon as they grab this ball, like if number 21 picks up number 7 right here, just straight away picks him up. Hopefully you can get him to like pivot and then throw the ball backwards or lateral. One of those passes. But what you can't do is let him take a couple dribbles and pass the ball up, because now we're gone. Now it's a 2-on-1. So everyone that's next to a player just needs to pick up who they're next to. Number 20 is a little bit out of position. Ideally he'd be on the outside, but that's his battle, right? He's got to sprint and get ahead. 21 needs to pick up here. 1 would have 15, 20 would pick up here. So it's just tagging up rather than what everyone's been doing so far. How you do anything is how you do everything. Turnover has happened, or change of possession has happened, and everyone in blue is just doing this. So because everyone's doing this, the ball gets to go, we get to kick it ahead. Everyone else on offense is doing that. Offense always has the advantage, so defense, like, you should be trying to thwart that advantage when you can. Look, just turn and go. Now he just turns and goes. And the rebound. Now you can just kick the ball ahead. Now you're toast. You're toast, guys. Hit ahead comes to Caden Boozer. Boozer 1-on-2, lobs one up. Never stood a chance. And throwing it home, jamming it feet. Again, walks the ball up the court.
Thought about jamming it home, but just
playing through the trail.
Sit it off the window. White team leads by 3.
Asking for the ball screen. And these are things that get cleaned up as the season goes. This is the timing that you'd like to see on the pass. On this pass, you'd like to see him already going and setting the screen, right? And then as he drives, maybe as he rolls, this guy would be shaping down to the corner. This guy would be whatever their actions are. You would just want to see a better like timing and cadence. They don't have that at the moment. Again, early days, but I'm being way too critical and way too pedantic. I just expect for Duke or the high major Division I colleges with some of the best athletes in the world, if this is the product that we're putting out there, again, this is not a Duke problem. They can't develop basketball IQ and pace and understanding of all of this stuff in 2 months. They've had a month and a half or something. This is a developmental problem in America. Like, we need to be teaching this stuff all the way up. So when people get to Duke, Duke can do the finishing touches. They can be like, all right, now we're going to put this in. Duke is doing a lot of like, all right, we're going to teach 5-out offense, how to play through the trail. Some of these guys in high school were probably just the man, and they're like, hey, give it to Thomas. Give it to Thomas and let him go to work. Give it to Boozer. Throw it in to Boozer. Let him go to work. And that's what Duke's doing. They're just like, well, shoot, what works is give it to Boozer.
Jamming it home, but just touched it off the window.
Play through the trail, timing off.
3 minutes gone in this
big to big screen.
Blue-white scrimmage on the right. Yemen driving, puts up the little right-handed runner. Wouldn't go.
Decent shot.
Is
it Cam Boozer? Is he the one that?
And Sara gets the
big
for the white team.
Again, just walking the ball up the court.
48 to go. 12-9.
Let me guess. Trail big to big screen.
White team leading and with the ball. Handoff deep on the left wing comes to Foster. Lob for Cam Boozer.
Nope, they went to that other action where they have that pin down screen. This is the first play of the game they ran. Remember what I was saying? So first side. So their first side action is just a dribble handoff. It's a dummy action. Really good players though will be like this is tough for players. So this is a dummy action, but it's a real action. A lot of players turn into robots though, and they're like, oh, I'm supposed to hand it off so that when I get the handoff, now I can pass here, and then he's going to do an away screen, and then he's going to lift up. So sometimes this point guard will be thinking all the way, like, this is the shot we want to get. But really good players have to always be in attack mode. So what should happen here, if you act like you want to drive middle, your defender picks you up middle, now you can drive actually to the elbow or inside the key. Right? So now this player can get a handoff, hopefully turning the corner and able to score. So it's not a dummy action. Now it's a real action. With that happening, this defensive player will have to be in the gap and help. Now, as you come off that handoff, you should be able to just swing it quickly to Boozer, and he should get into. And as that ball is getting swung here, boom, down screen's happening, and he's curling off of that. So right now, the thing that I'm noticing with Duke, again, without being in any of their practices, without knowing any of the context, without knowing where they started and where they're at now, the timing and the pacing of everything is just so non-existent. So I'm excited to see how long ago this was. I know they released it 4 days ago, but I wonder if this was earlier in the year, and I'm excited to see where they're at by the time season starts. It'd be really impressive to see if all of this was just like bang, 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 snappy by season start. Then we would know, like, hey, Duke as a program developing players and putting in offense and things like that doesn't get much better, right? But if we see the same thing opening night, then it'd be, to me, not a knock on Duke. It just show kind of where our basketball is in America. We just rely so much on individual brilliance. So all that talking to see what happens here. Fake action. Defense isn't really having to play, but now he gets to overplay it. He doesn't have to help because he's not in trouble. Ball. Everything's a fake action. Now, individual brilliance from one of the best players in the nation. He has to get open now with a disadvantage. So we're just relying on that, on individual brilliance, when it's like, no, if we get into our actions, if we play fundamentally, he should be getting easier catches. He should be getting some closeouts.
Cam Boozer now to the right wing, and Harris to the right elbow to the ACC.
They like this action to Harris though.
Corner and Boozer, but it's intercepted. Blue team the other way. Here's Evans, right wing for three. Bullseye.
Shooter. It's a shooter's mentality, right? 4-on-1 fast break, and he's like, step back three.
Here's Evans, right wing for three. Bullseye.
Show this clip to anyone born before the year 2000, and they'd be like, what is happening? I mean, that's basketball now. And you have special shooter rules, right? Like, you wouldn't if you're John Shire, you don't let everyone do that. Even if he makes that, you'd be like, you're on the bench, you're out. But you have special shooter rules. You probably have 1 or 2 guys on your team where you're like, the green light. I've seen him make 53s in a row. He's got the green light on. You know what I mean?
Square at 12.
Got to know your personnel, which he obviously does.
And it's back to the blue team.
Wait, what happened?
Second three for Isaiah Evans.
Sometimes the production can be so good, like giving you all the camera angles, that you can't even see what's happening.
Second three for Isaiah.
Okay, we can't even see what's happening. That's something we lose sight of a lot too here in America.
For a palming violation, and it's back to the blue team here with the game tied at 12, 8:25.
It's like the entertainment and the
blue light scrimmage.
Showmanship's got to be there, and it's like sometimes I just leave the camera, just let me see the basketball. Maybe that's just me. Just got so pedantic about this stuff. Same action here, hitting the high post. So this is what I meant.
8:25 to go.
Man, you guys are probably so annoyed with me, like, as much as I talk and stop the game. So this is what I mean. Is this an action, or is this like, oh, we're running 3. You're supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be here. Or is this like, hey, we're running 3. Okay, we're in 3. One of the things I can do is run over here and set a screen. Then he pops out, and then is this an action, or is their play like, oh, you're the 3. You have to be here. I'm the 2. I have to be here. That's what I always like to see with teams.
Minion between the rings. Floats a bounce past.
So it's a little. So this is like they get into a Spain pick and roll. So don't worry about this action run. So they're just running Spain pick and roll here, but it's from the high post. Again, high post, wing, whatever you want to call it. But you've got a shooter. You've got a shooter on the block. And then you've got your post player here. So he's going to go up and set a back screen. And it's a tough action to guard. It's a really tough action to guard with this guy clearing out, because this one of the boozers would be the one to have to help on that roll. So it's just a Spain pick and roll.
In between the ring.
Well, I guess without the pick and roll, they're not going into the ball screen though. It's just like an off-ball Spain action. And then they just switch. Nothing really opened up off of that. But I mean, there was no screen. There was no real screens. As a shooter, if you want to get open, so set a screen here. Like, set a screen on the bottom side of Boozer. This is not as a shooter. This is just in general. As a shooter, if you want to get open, set screens. But now, what they should have done this play, if they're switching, you have to keep your position on the inside. So if Boozer switches, he's stuck on the outside. This guy runs through, doesn't get open. But now that pass would come into the shooter. I forgot his name already. Evans. But instead just lets him get guarded.
Starts to drive, plays one out to Minion, left
nice
corner,
kick out.
4-3, yes.
Good shot. Again, kind of just making something out of nothing, right? We didn't get anything with our play. Nothing really happened.
Gungba deep on the
Screw
right,
it.
beyond the arc, puts the ball on
Just going to drive to the basket, kick out, and he's going to hit a shot. So, again, more individual brilliance. I'm sure John Shire isn't like, yes, that was so good. I'm sure in his mind, he's like, okay, our actions worked 2 times. This didn't work. Like, these guys know what they're doing. I'm just trying to point it out to you guys that just because they're scoring doesn't mean it's like
with his first
crisp
points.
and clean.
15-12, blue team has the lead. Media timeout coming at the
into
next
the side ball screen. So first side action.
Left. Now dumps one to the high post. Back to
into a little Princeton action.
Plays one out.
Yeah, it's just this is like motion principles, motion offense principles.
Rebound to Gungba for the blue.
Again, look at White.
He penetrates.
It's just individual brilliance again, but watch what White does as soon as the shot goes up. Straight back. I can't for the life of me imagine that when season starts, they're then going to start picking up full court out of, because like it's habits. You're just building these habits of just run back.
Rebound to Gungba for the blue team. Hit ahead to Foster. Up to
I just don't know why, because now he's coming at full head of steam. He's got 2 feet in the key. Like, look how early in the offense he's got 2 feet in the key, and he's got a shooter here, shooter here, shooter here. Like
to the ACC logo, keeps the dribble alive, into the paint, finds
the dominoes were already falling on that possession. 5 seconds into the shot clock. And now Blue's going to do the same thing, right? Blue's just going to run all the way back.
Gungba, who missed the only 3 he took last year, buries that triple. 18-16, blue team has the lead. 7:28 to go on a moving clock. Here
So now that it looks like they're actually running a play here.
Up top, it's Sar around the screen, starts to drive right to the lane, absorbs the
this
contact.
Is a ball screen, middle ball screen.
Secured by Foster. Doesn't have numbers. He'll drive anyway. Goes one-on-one against Boozer. Spins to his right, puts it off the window.
That was a good move.
Numbers. He'll drive it.
Good angles, win the bump. The stuff we always talk about. Back to the getting his angle back to the basket here, trying to get inside the block.
Boozer,
and then that's a really high percentage shot. Just misses.
Puts it off the window, rolled off, no good, and the rebound.
And then Blue sprints all the way back as fast as they can away from the ball, as per usual.
Harris moving now into the front court quickly. Harris lobs one deep on the left wing for Boozer. Back to his brother.
So a mismatch here. Let's see. Oh,
left wing 3. That's an air ball.
So he had it. I think he had a mismatch. I think he had a guard on him. I'm pretty sure this looks like a guard. Oh, maybe not.
He'll fire left.
I mean, it's Duke, right? Everyone plays the 2 through the 5.
7:01 to go in the game.
I wonder how they did the coaching on this. If it's just like the assistant coaches coaching, and Shire just watches. It's crazy how that got packed out like that for a scrimmage.
Depending on how you look at it. Gungba deep on the
right.
Okay,
so first side action. So our little fake false actions, right?
Wing shovels one to Foster on the right, 20 to shoot.
Staying on the first side. All right, so we swung it.
Minion up top, floats one down low. Gungba.
And it's always going to be tough to deal with help if you never swing the ball. So help side. Let's think about. My eyes, flashbang. You got to think about. They just passed the ball to the post, went off that handoff, didn't get it, came back, got a ball screen. This captain defender is just standing here this whole possession. 9 seconds. He's just standing here watching. So that ball gets reversed to the top, and now he's gone to 1 pass away. So now that pass goes over the top. But if he decides to be late on that rotation, or maybe he's up, regardless, whoever's in help here, it's a dangerous pass just because he hasn't had to move. And now when he decides to throw that, you're kind of just hoping. We can't really see what's happening on the backside, but you're kind of hoping that defense isn't in the right spot. There is a captain there, and honestly, this is anyone's ball. This is anyone's ball. It's a 2-on-1, anyone's ball. But if they get more second side actions, then the help gets used to sprinting out back to help, recovering up to the wing. Like once you get the help moving, now those passes become. You can lie with your eyes, right? You can act like you're throwing to the corner. He sprints to the corner. Now he's open. But instead, luckily he's probably a good player.
Puts it up and in.
But I mean, luckily it was 2 guards that were on him, and he was a big.
Gungba listed at 6'11", puts that one home, gives the blue team an 8-point lead, 20-12. Gungba has 5, and the blue team
middle on ball again. God, it's just the Boozer show.
That's good. Cameron Boozer, his first 3, he's got 5 points as well.
It's just the Boozer show. You're just playing a lot through him. And obviously, they're not wanting to put all their sets and offenses out there probably for other teams to scout, but They're sandbagging a little bit.
Right wing. Wilkins going to fire a three. Hits the back iron, wouldn't go. Cameron Boozer the rebound. Head ahead for Sarr. Wilkins going to fire
again.
a three.
Look at watch this. Boozer's even the guy like literally standing right next to Boozer is just like takes off. But what you've turned him into an elite passer now. This is he is really good. Obviously, #1 player in the nation last year, but you've turned him now into an elite player because you've just let him like see the whole floor. But he's throwing this with his right hand. If you were playing defense here, you wouldn't be able to make this pass. So if you picked him up where you were supposed to, Cameron Boozer never makes this cross-court pass. And now there's a defender here. He can't make it a kick ahead. He probably just throws it backwards to the 2-guard. And you slow down their transition. But again, because you turn and run, you allow, like, now you're on your heels defensively.
Boozer the rebound. Head ahead for Sarr. He collides.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I've noticed.
Whistled for the foul.
I really hope not every team is like that this year. Let's see what the trend is, though.
Wrong place, wrong time.
If anyone's tagging up on the ball or in transition
Sarr
defense.
Terminates, looks right, goes that way for Sheffield. Ball fumbled a bit. Sheffield picks it back up, rolls one back to Sarr between the circles. Still plenty of time for the white team here, 12 to shoot. Sarr drives left to the lane.
Yeah, they're just not getting a lot out of their actions, right? Like we're not seeing a lot of good screens. We're not seeing a lot of
I don't know that we're going to get back
good cuts.
White team.
And again, when you do these scrimmages, especially if you're putting this out for the world to see, there's a lot of constraints, right? Your coaches are like, we're not going to run this. We're not doing this. You can only do this. Like there's a lot of constraints. So I'm not saying Duke sucks, but still there's a lot of like fundamental habits that as a coach, I know you can't be like, hey, right now don't set good screens. And then when we get game time, we'll set good screens. Some of these habits are just you either have them or you don't.
White team inbounding from the D, and Duke bounce pass comes in to Boozer.
Give the ball to Boozer. Run that play.
Three around and off, and the rebound to Caleb.
Coach, what are we in? Run the Boozer, and then on defense, just run away from the ball.
Speeds ahead into the front court.
Again, look at that.
Head fake on the right wing.
So we've spoken about this a lot, right? The highest percentage, the highest percentage offensive opportunities are transition offense. So defensively, you should probably structure around limiting transition offense. But the fact that like it's the best thing you can get. It's the best case scenario for you offensively if you can get offensive transition. So it just baffles me that defensively we're not thinking what hurts us the most. Defensive transition. So we have to cut that out. To me, this is how you start. You cut out, we limit defensive offensive transitions for the other team. That's what we do. So you start there, then you can start working on your half-court defense. If you don't get to half-court defense, doesn't matter how good your shell drill is. Doesn't matter how good your half-court defense is. If you're giving this up.
To the lane for three, around and off, and the rebound.
I can see the whole court, no pressure. I've got all the passing lanes open. I can kick out to an elite shooter. Probably shoots 1,000 shots a week. Oh, but he shot fakes. Now he's playing out of a closeout. You still have the dominoes have been falling again. You've got dunker spot open, shooter, shooter, shooter. And then he decides to take the toughest shot you can take here. Still makes it. And then they do the same. They just run all the way back. They got one guy up on the ball a little bit, though. False defense, but, I mean, that's better than nothing. All right, we'll watch a little bit more because we're seeing a lot of the same habits. We're seeing that's the play they ran first play of the game. Just to reverse through the big into a pin down. I'd like to see some variation on this screen, though.
5:33 to go in the blue-white.
I'd like to see, like, Boozer right here. I'd like to see their angle change. Like, maybe go to the block and get Boozer to set it. So that way, if that's not open, he can pop up to the elbow. If you're wanting to play through Boozer, I think there's more creative ways to get him open where he can possibly get a closeout. Right now, he's having to create for everyone else. Maybe he sets the down screen. If Harris is open, great. But if not, now Boozer can pop, get the ball with the closeout, now create. Rather than throw it to Boozer, create. Just off the jump, right? So, yeah, I mean, I know this is long, 30 minutes or so. I'm going to try to do a couple of these a week because it's fun. I get to learn some things. I get to see the trends, but also like learning different leagues, different what trends are happening in different levels, different leagues. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Anything I missed or anything you disagree with, just let me know. You know, just like the Michigan one we did. I'm not saying I'm better than these coaches. I'm not saying I know better than any of them. This is how I break down film and this is how I learn stuff. But when you do this, you'd be surprised, like the type of a lot of the stuff you would think happens at high levels doesn't happen. So it's always good to see that, always good to keep that perspective. That way, when you're going into your coaching, you're going into whatever level it is you're at, or you're just watching the game for fun, you have a little bit more perspective. You have a little bit more information that you can compare it to. So let me know what you guys think. Keep sending these through, and I'll see you guys in the next video.